Hello. I've come home for my to record my assembly today, and I called at the shop on the way home, and I bought some things. So I'm going to share with you what I bought from the shop because obviously it's incredibly interesting. Let's have a look. Here is my bag. Now, my bag says, there we go. Have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believed to be beautiful. That's a quote by William Morris, who's a Victorian artist. And the bag came from a charity called Mind. It's a mental health charity. And I give money to Mind for mental health each month. So, yeah, I'm sure you've got loads of bags like that at home. So I have bought in from the shop I bought milk. Just go straightforward. Milk. You had to be if you're quite happy with a mug of milk. Yeah, me too. Breadsticks. Nice for a nibble. Quite like a breadstick. It's all good. Pop that there. And this is to go with breakfast tomorrow. Lemon curd. There is nothing quite so wonderful as lemon curd on toast. Oh, that's good. Pop that there. What do those three things have in common? I'll give you a clue. It's linked to a global goal. What do those three things have in common? The milk, the breadsticks, and the lemon curd. Put your hand up. Tell your teacher. Yeah, that's right. They're all recyclable. They're all in recyclable packaging. Okay, and we've been doing loads of work in school this week about our global goals. You've been learning about the Black Greyhound pub and what's there, and making that space into an environmentally friendly, sustainable place for Wincham. So if we recycle what we have, then it will make the world into a better place. We know this. Now, just going back to my bag, there's a little tab there that says recycled cotton. So even the bag itself is recycled, which is really cool. And we know that single-use plastics aren't a good thing because they can end up being put in landfill, they can end up in the ocean, and they can be a real problem. Now, I think that most of you have got bags a little bit like this. They might be the bags for life that you get at the supermarket. There might be fabric bags, all sorts of different things. And I bet you've got these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story about our global goals, because with our global goals project in school this week, we've been looking at goal 9. And this is linked to goal 9. So let's have a look. And I'm going to share my screen so I can read for you. Here we go. One plastic bag. Isatou Ceesay and the recycling women of the Gambia. Okay, so we've got the Gambia. And here we've got our artwork with our bags. So, Isatou walks with her chin frozen. Fat raindrops pelt her bare arms. Her face hides in the shadow of a palm leaf basket, and her neck stings with every step. Warm scents of burning wood and bubbling peanut stew drift past. Her village is close now. She lifts her nose to catch the smell, and the basket tips. One fruit tumbles, then 2, then 10. The basket breaks. Isatou kicks the dirt. So Isatou is having to carry this basket back from her shopping. There's no bus or car or taxi. She has to balance it on her head, no matter how heavy it is, and walk miles so that she can take her shopping home. Something silky dances past her eyes, softening her anger. It moves like a flag flapping in the wind and settles under a tamarind tree. Isatou slides the strange fabric through her fingers and discovers it can carry things inside. She gathers the fruits in the bag. The basket is useless now. She drops it, knowing it will crumble and mix back with the dirt. So Isatu's had this massive difficulty, this real struggle carrying this basket on her head. She must be, how do you think she feels? Yeah, I think she's probably really, really tired, probably really exhausted. So if your basket breaks, you would feel angry, wouldn't you? So she leaves the basket there. Now that basket will decompose. It will crumble up and it will become like the soil. You won't see it. But she's found this plastic bag and it was blowing in the wind. So why was it blowing in the wind? Have a think. Who had thrown it away? Why was it blowing around? Was it litter? I don't know. 4 goats greet Isatu as Grandmother Mbombe emerges from a kitchen hut. Hurry in before the rain soaks your beautiful mbuba. Isatu scurries in and Grandmother serves spicy rice and fish. Rain drums on the creaking aluminium roof. I broke your basket, Isatu confesses, but I found this. Plastic, Grandmother frowns. There's more in the city. So they've got a creaking aluminium roof. There's a hut with a metal roof to it. Day after day, Isatu watches neighbours tote their things in bright blue or black plastic bags. Children slurp water and wanjo from tiny holes poked in clear bags. Market trays filled with minties, wrapped in rainbows of plastic. The colours are beautiful, she thinks. She swings the bag high. The handle breaks. 1 paper escapes, then 2, then 10. Isatu shakes sand off all of her bits of paper. Another plastic bag floats by, and she tucks her things inside. The torn bag is useless now. She drops it to the dirt, as everyone does. There's nowhere else to put it. So at this point, if you know that Isatu is dropping her plastic bag because there's nowhere else for her to put it, think about what's going to happen for the rest of this story. See if you can use your prediction and just have a quick chat as a class. See what you think. Yeah, I think we might have a bit of a problem here. I wonder. Day after day, the bag she dropped is still there. 1 plastic bag becomes 2, then 10, then 100. Plastic isn't beautiful anymore, she thinks. Her feet step down a cleaner path and the thought floats away. Years pass, and Isatu grows into a woman. She barely notices the ugliness growing around her until the ugliness finds its way to her. Isatu hears a goat crying and hurries toward Grandmother's house. Why is it tied up? Where are the other goats? Inside, the butcher is speaking in a low voice. Many goats have been eating these, he says. The bags twist around their insides and the animals cannot survive. Now 3 of your goats and so many other goats in the village have died. Grandmother Mbombe's powerful shoulders sag. Isatu must be strong and do something. But what? Isatu's feet lead her to the old, ugly road. A pile of garbage stands as wide as Grandmother's cooking hut. Mosquitoes swarm near dirty pools of water alongside the pile. Smoke from burning plastic stings her nose and her feet back away. Pile of garbage as wide as the cooking hut. Mosquitoes and smoke from burning plastic. It's not sounding nice, is it? Goats scamper past. They forage through the trash for food. Her feet stop. She knows too much to ignore it now. Holding her breath, she plucks 1 plastic bag from the pile, then 2, then 10, then 100. What can we do? Isatu asks her friends. Well, let's wash them, says Fatim, pulling out Omo soap. Maram grabs a bucket and Incha fetches water from the well. Peggy finds clothespins and they clip the washed bags on the line. And as the bags dry, Isatu watches her sister crochet. Can you teach me? Ah, yes. Her sister shows Isatu the stitches, then hands her a metal tool. Isatu's fingers busy themselves in, out, around. Ajayef, thank you. Isatu finds a broomstick and carves her own tool from its wood. What's that for? Fatim asks. Isatu pauses. She and Peggy have an idea. But will their friends think it's crazy? Will the idea even work? Nervously, she explains the plan. She's cutting. She's wrapping things around her fingers. This is interesting. One friend agrees to help. Then 2, then 5. The women cut bags into strips and roll them into spools of plastic thread. Before long, they teach themselves how to crochet with this thread. Wow. So actually crocheting, which is like a kind of knitting with the plastic. Nakali Gebe asks grandmother, how is the work? Danka, answers Isitu. Slow. Some people in the village laugh at us. Others call us dirty. But I believe what we're doing is good. The women crochet by candlelight away from those who mock them, until a morning comes when they will no longer work in secret. Fingers sore and blistered, Isitu hauls the recycled purses to the city. One person, so they made these purses out of carrier bags. It's pretty cool, isn't it? One person laughs at her, then 2, then 10. Then one woman lays Dalasi coins on the table. She chooses a purse and shows it to one friend, then 2, then 10. Soon everyone wants one. Isitu fills her own purse with Dalasi. She zips it shut and rides home to tell grandmother she's made enough to buy a new goat. When she passes by the pile of rubbish, she smiles because it's smaller now. She tells herself, one day it will be gone and my home will be beautiful. And one day it was. There you go. Now, this is based on a real story. Okay, so this is a little bit of information from the author who wrote this, that she travelled to the Gambia in West Africa. So this is Africa. This is the Gambia. Okay, Kenya is over here. In 2003, as a volunteer teacher. She had an amazing experience, but something threatened to ruin her memory of it all, the heaps of garbage piled everywhere. The problem seemed too big to fix. Then a friend told me that in a rural village, a woman named Isitu Sise was doing something about it. And her friend showed a beautiful purse made from recycled plastic bags, and I vowed to meet Isitu. During my third stay in the Gambia in 2007, I finally connected with Isitu and visited her home. There I interviewed many women and girls, including the original Gambian women who'd begun the recycling project with Isitu a decade earlier. They shared stories of dead livestock, strangled gardens, and malaria outbreaks linked to the trash. But they also shared new stories of healthier families, better income, and increased self-confidence. And she couldn't include all the details about the women and their project in the book. This story actually captures what they've done. And now the place is much cleaner and the goats are healthier and the gardens grow better. Residents from nearby towns travel there to learn the crafts of recycling, and people from around the world continue to purchase the recycled purses. And in 2012, the community centre where people work became the house for the first public library. And that's a pretty cool story, that they've managed to reclaim that part of the world, that part of where they live. I think that's pretty special. And it's really nice to see this is based on a true story. So what they've done is they've taken a climate problem, so learning about Global Goal 13, climate action, and they've got jobs out of it, and they've raised money, and they've helped their community. They've had a creative idea about their community, something they need, because they've taken the place where they all worked on those bags, they've tidied the community up, and they've turned it into a library. That's really, really cool. And it's got rid of the rubbish. So I'm going to remember, when I have my lemon curd on toast, when I drink my milk, when I eat my breadsticks, I'm going to remember to recycle, because it's really, really important that we recycle all of our things. I'm going to remember, I'm actually going to pop my bag back in the car, because then when I'm at the shops, when I drive home and I drive past the shops, I can get my bag straight out of the car and I'll remember to take it in. I won't have to use any single-use bags. I hope you can do the same. Have a lovely rest of the day and enjoy your weekend as well. Bye-bye.